Hello, hello! Good to have you guys join us wherever you're listening from to the very first episode of the Social Battery Podcast.
Yes, sir.
As we like to call it, this will be the pilot episode or episode 0 of the Social Battery Podcast. Today you are joined by me, the host Daniel, and I am here with my 3 friends and co-hosts Seon, Ju, and Kevin.
Hello. What's up, guys?
And because it is our very first podcast, our very first time trying to make a podcast, in fact, there will be mistakes, and our sound quality may not be great, but we are going to take this opportunity to find our mistakes and improve upon it. And we will be back in the future for sure, in our future episodes with better quality sound and production, hopefully.
Yeah.
And because it is our first episode, we just wanted to talk about why we started this podcast, what our main premise is of the podcast, and we are also going to talk about who we are today and maybe a little bit about our experiences as people who have similar backgrounds. And yeah, welcome to the first episode of our podcast.
We finally made the podcast.
Yeah, we've been talking about this like for 2-3 years.
Yeah, it's about time. We should have started earlier, before the podcast craze started.
I mean, it kind of started as a joke at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a joke.
And then as we... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I feel like every time we drink and we talk about some different topics, at the end of every discussion we have, someone says, "Oh, we should have recorded this. We should upload this."
I mean, yeah, because we've had some really interesting
Yeah,
conversations.
some heated conversations.
So if we can transmit that into this podcast, I feel like a lot of people could kind of relate to us.
Yeah.
Maybe you could be against us, but we're just expressing our opinions. Like
we're giving perspective to these topics because we come from different backgrounds.
Right.
But we all are Korean people who came from Latin America.
Yeah, but before we get more into who we are and what we're going to talk about, I just want to state to the listeners that our podcast is just a few friends getting together, having a nice conversation. Well, maybe we can talk about what we did that day or this week.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our past lives, our childhood. And then we're just having a conversation. We can bring up discussions, controversial or not, relatable discussions sometimes. For some, maybe relatable.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just friends talking with you guys, who will be our future friends too.
Right. I wanna add more to that. Like, we're just friends. We're not here to tell you how to get rich or become billionaires. We ourselves we're broke college students. Right?
Yeah, that's why we only have one mic right now.
We have to afford another one.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I mean, 3 more, right?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully our production will get better.
Yeah.
Because I am really enjoying the fact that we actually started something that we wanted to do. We've been talking about since years ago.
That's a big step for us right now.
Yeah, and before we can move on again, I want us to introduce ourselves. Just our name, Very simple facts right now. We'll get into details later. So let me start. Hello guys, my name is Daniel, and I was born in Ecuador to Korean parents, and you'll see a pattern with all of us very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll see. And yeah, I'm Daniel. I'll be your host.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello guys.
Hi.
Let's have fun, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm Ju. I'm also from Ecuador, from Korean parents.
Nice, Ju.
I was born in Korea actually, but I moved to Chile when I was 3 years old.
Basically a Chilean.
I am basically Chilean, and I just came here back to Korea like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Nice, Seon.
I forgot my name. Yeah, my name is Seon.
Yeah, Seon. Hello.
Seon.
Okay. So my name is Kevin, aka the Korean Gordito.
Shut up.
I have a YouTube channel, but I'll get more into that later.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I was also born in Korea, and I left when I was 1. Like, I was born. A few months later, my parents were like, they just decided, let's go to Latin America.
Screw Korea. Let's
Screw
go
Korea.
to Latin America.
So I went to Ecuador first.
Nice.
I met Daniel and Ju there. We were childhood friends.
Yep.
And then I went to Mexico.
Nice.
And graduated there.
All right. Nice. A little introduction about all of us. We're all from very similar backgrounds. We could say we're all Korean Latin Americans.
Yeah.
Right.
very proud Latin Americans, in fact, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
Sometimes even more proud than being a Korean.
Yeah.
But we still got our roots.
I mean,
Yeah.
we spend our whole life there.
Yeah, man, it's our life there, our childhood. Yeah, so like I said before, I'm glad we started this podcast. You know, in the beginning, we probably won't get any listeners. You know, it's just us.
Yeah.
Just us having fun, talking about what we always talk about. But at least this time, when we always used to say in the past, let's record our conversations, well, we didn't. But at least this time, we will record our conversations. And I have a feeling that we'll have great conversations in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully, somehow in the future, we'll get special guests too. You know,
That would be nice.
That would be
amazing.
really fun.
Doesn't have to be anyone famous. Could be a professor from our university,
Oh, that'd be
or
nice.
one of our parents if they really want to.
Oh yeah, no, we all come from the same university.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
Oh,
we
yeah,
all-
we forgot to clarify that.
We're all in the same university, Korea University in Seoul, Korea. We're all in the same major, Spanish language and
major.
literature.
Right.
That's chill. That's chill.
That's
I
chill.
mean, yeah. So, what should we start with today?
I guess we could. I guess we could talk more about each other,
Oh
Should-
yeah.
Or
like
should
our backgrounds, or what were you gonna say?
oh, maybe we can start with like. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Our backgrounds,
yeah, our backgrounds.
Introducing more about us.
more about ourselves. Okay,
Yeah.
so Daniel, you can talk about more like your background or how you felt living there, and
Okay.
any differences you felt.
Any differences?
Right.
Well, first thing I want to say, since we're all Korean, like our blood is Korean. Obviously, we have Asian Korean eyes.
Right.
And
of course.
and if you think about it, in Latin America, we will be like the, how would you say it? Like the outcasts,
Yeah.
the unique quote unquote
Right, I mean,
person.
because we look completely different
Exactly.
from everyone else.
Although
of course.
we consider ourselves Latin Americans,
Yeah.
Latin Americans wouldn't look at us at a first glance and think, oh, hey, that guy is Ecuadorian, oh, that guy is Mexican.
Right.
But for us, we were always like, oh yeah, I am a Korean. I'm an Ecuadorian, or I'm Peru or Chilean or Mexican. And that's the thing. It's like we consider ourselves Latin Americans, but at the same time, the way sometimes people in the streets would treat us would be as if we were foreigners, right? You know how they would call us Chino
Yeah.
in the streets.
Chino means Chinese in Spanish. By the
Yeah.
way.
Not that I find
No, of course
that much offense because
Yeah.
because we have to understand that.
We do not hate Chinese people.
No, we do not hate Chinese
Yeah.
people, and we do not hate on people that might have had a less education than us. You know,
Oh, of course.
yeah, people still learn. You know, and then sometimes I would tell them, no, I'm not Chinese, I'm Korean, and they'd be like, oh yeah, where's Korea? And then we'd have a little conversation like I'm teaching them something they didn't know.
That was back then when K-pop or
Yeah.
those kind of
Well,
K-dramas and stuff like that
Yeah.
wasn't
but
as
they
popular.
would
right?
they would always ask where you're from North Korea or South
Oh,
Korea.
True,
that's,
true,
That was a
true.
typical
that's
question.
typical.
Yeah.
Typical question.
Yeah. So and also. Us talking about how as Asians we lived in Latin America, we felt different. I feel like we can also relate as even though we're Koreans and we came back to Korea, we felt different too, right?
Of course.
Because our lives have been in Latin America
Yeah.
all our lives, but in Korea it's a completely different society. Things work differently, so it was a nice, a new way of looking at life. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like we could all of us say that we have gone through two major changes in our lives,
Right.
moving
Yeah.
to Latin America or being born there as an Asian, and then moving to Korea as an Asian, but who doesn't know that many things about Korea. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way, and I'll start with some fun facts about myself, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. I was born in Ecuador. My parents moved there with my sister, who's 8 years older than me, when she was 1. So long time ago. Yeah, like in the late 80s, early 90s, I think. Early 90s, yeah, probably.
Wow.
And they started their little business there. Oh, guys, I want to apologize. Since our production is not that good, you might be hearing sirens in the background. We apologize ahead of time, but hopefully we will figure that out soon. We're still learning.
Right.
We're not doing anything illegal, by the way.
Of course, never.
Yeah, they're not here for us.
Yeah,
right?
they're not here for us.
Nah, we chilling. Yeah, and I was born in Ecuador. I don't know what to say about my childhood. When we're all young in elementary school, I feel like we all had similar childhoods, right?
Yeah, of course.
We didn't really have cell phones or computers back then. We just play soccer, football.
Right.
We'd go to school, yeah.
Why don't you talk about how you had long hair?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in middle school, well, at the end of elementary, 6th grade, I had a friend who introduced me maybe a friend who might come onto the podcast in the future.
Oh, yeah.
He introduced me to metal. But before he introduced me to metal and rock, my dad actually, when I traveled with my dad in our car, our little road trips we'd have with our family, he would always turn on classic rock music like Bad Company, Deep Purple.
Wow, so you already had an influence.
Yeah, my dad was a very big influence.
That's cool.
With the music and what type of music I listened to, and it was just great, you know. As a kid, I'm just vibing with my dad while we were going down the road, going to our little road trip. And then I started to grow out my hair at the end of at 6th grade. And it got really long because I thought it was so cool, you know. I'm a metalhead. I have to have long hair. I have to have my satanic band t-shirts. I'm not hating on metal. I still love metal. It's still a very big part of my life. It has influenced me so much. But I was in Ecuador until 10th grade. And then I moved to Bolivia. So before moving, I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'm starting a new life in Bolivia. I'm going to cut my hair and just start a new life, you know, start fresh, you could say, by cutting my long hair. So then I moved to Bolivia. I had a band in Ecuador. Of course, you have to have a band if you like metal or rock, right?
Yeah.
It was really fun. We performed like a few times in our friend's birthday. Thank you for inviting us. We performed in our school talent show, but we got 2nd place because 1st place, the people that got 1st place was our school's choir, which I kind of think...
I think that's biased.
Yeah, I think it's kind of biased.
It was already determined
who
was going to win.
The worst part is it was a Christian school, so obviously they were going to choose a metal band that was probably singing some satanic shit. Oh, my bad. We'll try to keep it PG. I'm sorry if I cursed. But yeah, that was my life in Ecuador, and then I moved to Bolivia. That's where I made a lot of new friends. I went to a great school with great people. Maybe another future podcast guests, and that's basically my life. After graduating from Bolivia, I moved to Korea. You could say I was the first from us 4 that moved to Korea to study in Korean university. I was following my sister's footsteps because she actually came to Korea when she graduated high school, and then that's how I ended up here in Korea University studying, and that's about it right now. Now we're making the podcast, and we'll hear about our other co-host's history.
Well, go ahead.
Well,
you can go first. Yeah.
Okay. Again, my name is Seon. It's written Seon, but it's not pronounced Sean or Sean.
Oh yeah.
It's Seon. It's pronounced the Spanish way. I moved to Chile when I was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but I still remember that day at the airport.
Really?
Yeah, I was in how to say, those like wheelchairs where babies go.
The carrier?
The carrier?
Carriage?
Yeah, the
baby carriage thing?
I was in there. I could walk, but I was still shy, so my mom used to push me in the...
You were shy to walk?
Yeah, I was too shy to walk. I was nervous.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's a big move.
Well, you were 3 and you still remember that.
Yeah. I have memories from when I was 2 years old.
Amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
I don't have, man.
I don't remember what I ate yesterday.
True.
Yeah. And... Well, kindergarten, preschool was... I could already feel a little bit of racism. There's already
really?
this guy like bullying me.
Because you were Asian?
I don't know why, but maybe it was because
But
I was
at that
Asian.
young age, you could feel that.
I could feel
Something
I was
weird.
different. I could feel that people would treat me different than others.
Was it that one friend, or was it like collective bullying, or was it just one person?
The active bullying was from that guy. I remember his name. His name was Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas,
Bro,
if you're listening to
Thomas,
this,
bro.
Thomas.
Thomas. He was like the double of higher than me. But the others was more passive. I could feel like the nasty glare.
The
A
glares.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But after that, I think I just start to like get used to it a little bit. Sometimes I would make funny jokes about it with my friends. And also, I also had a metal band in high school.
Yeah.
We performed in the talent show of the school. While we were performing, they were making mosh pits. So the teacher had to cut us, tell the kids, please stop doing mosh pits. You're gonna get injured.
In school?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
No, there were people like with the chairs in their hands, like shaking it. No, it was crazy, but it was fun.
It's a good feeling as a performer, right?
Yeah, of course. And we also performed Seventh Nation Army.
Ooh, yeah.
I was the bassist, so
yeah,
I was the intro. And everyone was oh. I could feel the echo
that must have been a crazy
of
feeling,
the gymnasium, yeah. And also, I really like literature.
Oh yeah.
No.
And right now, I'm writing as a hobby in Wattpad. Maybe I'll put my link
Of course.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Say it once though, like what your name is in Wattpad or.
Oh, it's kind of hard. It's Seon.h.kim.
Okay, we'll put it down.
Yeah.
And we'll put it on the links for everyone that wants to visit Seon.
Yeah, and I write from my experiences, from my past relationships, from right now I'm writing something about racism, cultural differences, and those kind of topics.
Nice. Is there like a title? Is it a book, like a story?
Oh, it's a short story.
Oh yeah.
It's longer than a short story, but it's shorter than a novel.
A mid story.
Yeah, it's
A mid story.
A middle story.
It's called novelette. That's the
Novelette?
technical word for
Alright.
it, novelette. Yeah, it's on Wattpad. It's in Spanish though, so
Oh okay.
only the Spanish speaking viewers could read it.
Maybe we could have a podcast in the future in Spanish. Just
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be nice.
Maybe I could read some passages of it,
Yeah.
and we can
It's
talk
like
about
meet
it.
the author.
Yeah.
And you explain this passage.
Yeah.
Or have you thought about translating in English, or is that too much work?
Maybe in the future. But right now I want to write a lot of stories
Right.
and then start thinking about what to do with them.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's basically about me.
And so you graduated from Chile.
Oh yeah, I graduated from Chile, from pre-kindergarten to high school.
Same school.
Yeah, same school.
Wow, they have the whole curriculum.
Yeah,
Mm.
And then you came to Korea,
and then I came to Korea.
where you first met Kevin.
Yeah, and I first met Kevin because he's in my same
We're the same class.
in the same generation.
generation. Yeah.
Same year.
Same year.
Year.
Same year.
Daniel is a generation older than us.
One generation older than you guys.
One generation older, and Ju came after,
Yeah.
like 2 years after.
Yeah.
I was in military while
Yeah.
you came.
We
Oh,
can
yeah,
have
we
a
should
whole
talk about
podcast.
it.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that
That'd be crazy.
later.
That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Nice
That's
life.
not
Nice life.
You want to go, Ju?
Yeah.
Oh wait, but before you start, I'm sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off. Like I remember you said, at some point in our lives, as an Asian person in Latin America,
Yeah.
you would take those things as a joke, like the things
Yeah.
they would tell you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes our nicknames are like Chino,
Yeah, of course.
and it's not like we don't get offended. It's like yeah.
I mean, we don't get offended by the people we love.
exactly.
Yeah. Because
So-
I would call them Indian too.
Yeah, because your guys are
Right.
friends.
Yeah.
But if it was a random person, then
You wouldn't say.
I mean,
I
at
have-
first, I would have. I got offended at
Mhm.
first
Yeah, of course I would
because
get offended.
you know, I'm Korean. I want
Yeah.
people to know I'm Korean, but you know, when time passes and you live there for a long time, you just kind of get used to it. Like,
Mm.
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
there's
some
nothing
people-
much to do.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
it.
What else could we do?
Yeah.
It's not like you can go teach everyone in that country
No.
that.
It's tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, between friends, it's all fun and jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's chill.
Okay, sorry, Ju. Okay,
Yeah,
now back
sorry.
on you. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I was born in Ecuador too. I was raised in there. I graduated in there. Then I came to Korea.
Mm-hmm.
I really like sports, especially soccer.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, what team you support?
Man City.
Ooh.
Oh, you like trophies.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, this could be another topic later.
course,
on.
of course.
Yeah, of course.
Anything cool in your high school, middle school, elementary life?
Other than drinking, I don't know.
Other than drinking. We do not condone underage drinking.
Okay, yeah.
it
Drink
was-
safely.
I was just drinking when I turned 18 because in Ecuador you are legal since you're 18.
Yeah.
Right.
So I drank there. But I never felt the racism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because I don't know if you felt it, but Ecuador is like a kind
Yeah.
country.
Yes, the people are very
Yeah,
kind.
the
Right?
people are very
Mm.
But they've never called you Chino in the streets?
Not that I remember.
Really?
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
But the people who called me like that, as you said, were people who really who I really were friends
Of course,
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
with that. But as they say, like they can difference between Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. It's like other people trying to distinguish between Ecuadorian, Venezuelan, and
True.
Colombian.
It's a
yeah.
slight
hard.
difference, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a slight difference, but it's hard to.
Yeah.
It's the same. So I
You understand it.
Yeah.
It was understandable.
Yeah, but I never felt that kind of racism like that.
I'm surprised you've never actually remember a moment in your life where people would call you just Chino in the streets.
Well, I don't have memories of that.
That's crazy.
Maybe it was that few years of difference that we all have that changed that, you know?
Yeah.
Because what year were you born?
2000.
Oh, it's just 1 year.
1 year difference.
Yeah.
No way. I guess you just didn't really listen to those things, right? Just didn't come into your ear, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you were in a kinder neighborhood.
I mean,
I think we were all in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
We're in the same
forgot you
neighborhood.
came. I'm the fourth wheel here.
Nah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, interesting.
yeah. Nothing else to add.
Nothing else to add. When did you come to Korea?
I came to Korea in 2021, but I went back to Ecuador to have some rest and clear my mind for 1 year, and I came back at 2022.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think that's when we got close with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started seeking out, because you told me, Kevin told me, yeah, Ju, the guy from Ecuador, he's also in our major. And it's like, oh yeah, let's meet him.
You know, at first I didn't even know he was.
Yeah, me
He
neither.
came
until
to our
you told me.
university, you know.
Who told you? Your mother?
No, it was a friend of mine. She told me there was someone from Ecuador that came to our university.
Oh.
From the same year, right?
Yeah, and after I heard his name, I was like, what?
Oh, Ju?
This guy came?
Honestly, I didn't even, when I heard your name, I was like, I don't know who the hell that is. Until I saw your picture, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this guy.
I remember the first time I met Daniel. You don't remember? We were in class.
Oh yeah, in the English class.
Yeah.
You recognize him?
Yeah. He recognized.
Oh, really?
After you told me and I saw his picture, I was like, oh, that guy looks like that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was listening when the professor was taking attendance. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where history started, yeah?
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Yeah. But with Kevin, I never met at school until we met at
a bar?
where we were having dinner.
Oh yeah, we met with a couple of friends, right?
Yeah.
That's where I first saw him.
And then I met Seon, but
Yeah.
we were in the same class, but we didn't know each other.
Oh.
Which class was it? Translation?
Translation.
Oh, yeah. I remember the class.
Yeah, but then we became friends because of Daniel and Kevin.
Yeah.
Right.
We all start out as strangers, but you never know what's to come, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Finally, Kevin, a little bit about yourself, please.
Yeah, hello guys. As I said before, I went to Ecuador when I was like 1 or 2 years old. And I went to international school. So there are a lot of people from different nationalities. So I couldn't really feel the race, like, you know, the racism or the isolation, because there were also a lot of Korean people in my school.
Sure.
But I somehow found myself getting along with people from Ecuador, you know. I didn't really get along with Korean people.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, somehow I learned to live in that environment and to learn about their culture, which really, you know, I grew up. I had a bond. I had a bond with people from Ecuador.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something interesting about me, I could have been the potential Lionel Messi, but
Oh, yeah.
It's true, though.
something happened. Nah, I'm just playing. But I had a passion for football.
Yeah.
And I was actually in a team in Ecuador. I played for the youth team.
Of a professional.
Yes.
Note that. You have to
Yes.
say that, man.
Yeah, Liga de Quito, right?
Liga de Quito. If
Form
you
one
guys
of
know the
biggest
team. But the competition was fierce, man.
Bet.
It was fierce.
Yeah.
Like, I was the only Korean there. And you know how every single player wants to become a
The next
professional,
Messi.
right?
Yeah.
They want to become a professional soccer player. So when they see a Korean like me, they just have the urge to tackle me, or you know.
Yeah.
And it was hard at first. Even my nickname in the soccer team was Chao La Fan, or Wang Tang,
Which is
Chinese dish.
Chinese fried rice.
Fried rice.
Yeah.
That was my nickname there.
Yeah.
But anyways, I had to move to Mexico because of my parents, so I couldn't really continue my soccer career, my football career. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't injured, but
Thanks God.
that's where it ended
your future.
my future.
Oh, now you're a chef.
Well,
How the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay was a soccer player before cooking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
He was.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Here's the next Gordon Ramsay. Then.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I made my way to. I found myself liking cooking, you know. And when I came to Korea, actually, is where I started, and I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's called the Korean Gordito.
Mm-hmm.
I have 400 subscribers that I love with my heart and soul. Amazing. I love you, 400 subscribers. Thank you so much. And I'm continuing to make videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I could tell from your YouTube videos since day one till now, you have improved a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, everything.
A lot of progress.
Uh-huh.
I mean, especially you guys give me a lot of support. Like
always, man.
Yeah, of course.
If you told me a video was bad, you would tell me it was bad. Like, you'll be honest with me. So I really appreciate that.
Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, exactly.
But you don't have bad videos, in my opinion.
I could have done better.
I haven't seen I haven't seen the first videos you made, so I don't know. I've just seen.
I actually liked his first videos though. It was kind of like an innocent vibe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just starting out.
I mean, just like how we're starting right now.
Yeah.
We're starting innocent. Who knows what's gonna happen later? We're gonna turn into.
We gotta stay innocent, man.
Yeah. So we introduced ourselves. Why don't we talk about just as a topic, the hardships we felt when we first came to Korea, you know? Since it's something we all experienced at first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've already talked about our kind of hardships from Latin America, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Like we stated before, we're all Korean. We all have, I don't want to sound weird or absurd, but we have the Asian eyes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's not like the Eastern Asian eyes. I don't know how to say it.
Squinty eyes. Okay, that's
squinty eyes.
It's not a very pretty
There's no
term, but
yeah.
The Asian eyes.
The Asian eyes, right?
We don't want to sound controversial or nothing.
No.
We all Asian, right?
Yeah.
We're Asian, so yeah.
Yeah, but even though we look like a Korean, I feel like our lives at that point when we all came to Korea, we were not feeling Korean, right?
Yeah.
It felt very weird.
Yeah.
It felt like a different environment.
Yeah.
It was really different.
Yeah. It's like we don't belong here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and some hardships. Well, I don't know about you guys, but my Korean was trash. It was really trash. I mean, I'm still improving. I still have a lot of room to improve, but when I first came, it was trash. I was nervous. I was always self-conscious.
Right.
And then coming to a country like Korea, which I don't want to sound like I hate Korea. I love Korea. It's my blood country, right? But the beauty standards or like the physical standards here are very high.
Yeah.
So back then when I had less confidence, I would feel very, very self-conscious. And I'm assuming it's like this in other countries too, but as someone that's been here in Korea and living, could you say as a foreigner maybe?
Half foreigner?
Half foreigner?
Yeah.
Someone that...
Right. I mean, you could say that you were going into a completely new country.
Yeah, exactly. And there were so many... And then Korea is more technologically advanced than where we live, right? Which is great. It's amazing. Things go fast, but sometimes I feel like it's too fast.
I think that's a double-edged sword.
Exactly, double-edged sword. It's good, but it's also bad, right?
Yeah, it's tiring.
It's tiring. You can see, anyone can see. We'll have a whole topic about Korean society.
We should,
but in simple terms, like you see the working hours in Korea are really high. Housing prices are really rising. Childbirth rates are declining.
Basically zero.
Yeah, it's crazy. But other than that, as a newly graduated, high school graduated person coming to Korea, it was difficult to understand the Korean society. Luckily, I had a sister here who helped me a lot.
Yeah.
She helped me out a lot because she lived here longer than I have. Which makes me wonder how much harder for anyone that has an older sister or brother. How much harder it might have been for them to be here by themselves.
Right.
At least luckily I have a sister that was here to help me.
Did you have difficulties making Korean friends at first?
Well, of course. It was really difficult. But luckily I feel like the people in my major were really nice. And yeah, it was really nice. When there's this thing called OT, orientation, or MT, you know, where freshmen would join. We'd all go to the same place and would drink, get to know each other, play Korean alcohol games.
Right. This is a Korean thing, but MT means members training.
Oh, members training.
But we don't go there to train. We just go to drink.
Make friends.
And know each other. Make friends and know each other.
Everyone is new there, right?
Yeah.
It was hard at first. I was scared. Obviously, I'm assuming the Koreans were scared too because it's something new for them too. But as someone who's not used to Korean society, who doesn't have any friends here, it was a very scary feeling. But some people were really nice to me. They're like, "Oh yeah, you came from Ecuador? That's so cool."
And they probably showed a lot of interest as well. Like,
exactly.
Seeing someone from a different country.
Yeah. And when I came in, he's gonna be in our podcast too, but he couldn't make it today. There's this friend called Jaekyeom. He was also He was also from Guatemala, and we were in the same year in the same major.
Yeah.
So he was a very big helping hand to me. Yeah.
Because his Korean is really, really, really good.
Yeah, because in Guatemala, the Korean
community.
They have a huge Korean community.
Really?
It's huge.
In Guatemala?
Yeah, it's really big.
Oh,
it's huge. They say they have Korean everything. They have Korean church. I mean, everywhere else does too. Yeah. But it's huge.
I mean, even in our university, you see a lot of people that came from Guatemala.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's like the highest country from like overseas Koreans that come to our university.
It's crazy. It's such a small country and has the most Koreans almost.
Yeah, but that's how it was. Some hardships, just getting used to how things work around in Korea society, my Korean language skills.
Right.
But I must admit, alcohol was a very big helping hand. Not that I'm condoning irresponsible use of alcohol.
Right. But like just a little amount to lose yourself, to break the ice.
I mean, here in Korea, drinking is like
it's normal.
It's everyday thing.
Yeah, it's like a hub where you can meet.
It's not normal like saying we drink every day or something, but it's usual to drink like 2 or 3 times a week.
Right. I mean, that's how you get close with people, and you talk about intimate stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like that's how we also got close,
Yeah. Mostly. I mean, not mostly drinking, but when we were drink, we could talk about more sensitive topics and make ourselves vulnerable
and be more honest with each other.
Be honest with ourselves, yeah.
And as we are all Latin American Koreans, so we have something in common.
Right.
Also,
I mean, I have to agree with you. With for me, it was hard to make friends at first.
Yeah.
Because my Korean's bad. Like, right now it's better, but my Korean was not as good as now. So, I mean, I think that's the reason why we find each other, like we find our groups,
our cliques.
Like us right now, we all come from similar backgrounds.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we could really keep the relationship strong. But yeah, it was hard for me at first. I couldn't even order a coffee when I first came to Korea.
It was difficult.
It was hard for me. It was really hard for me.
Making a call to
order
food.
Making a call was the worst.
It was the worst thing.
Because back then you had to call someone to order food.
I mean, I already suffered from social anxiety. Imagine that with a language barrier.
Yeah,
crazy, man.
So, yeah, I feel like we all had to go through that, and we got used to it right now, right? So yeah, any other hardships you guys had here in Korea when you first came?
I think I was always like worried about offending Koreans.
Worried about offending people.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that anxiety was visible to others, so they also feel like worried to offend me.
Right.
I think that was kind of complicated at first, but then it became better, because I remember when I was in my first year, I had mostly all my friends were Korean, most of them. But I don't know. I don't talk with them anymore.
How did you find yourself playing with these Korean friends at first?
Something interesting. I felt like in Chile, I was the unique person. I was the different person. I was the one with a different culture.
Right.
So that was my uniqueness, but also was a barrier to not connect fully with them. One barrier was the Korean SAT.
Right.
Because of course, they all took the Korean SAT, except me. So they would talk about it, and I would always be silent when they talk about it.
You're talking about the Korean college entrance exam, right?
Sunung in Korean.
Also, talking about something that all the Koreans have but we don't, are like sometimes when we meet our Korean friends, they're like, "What are you gonna do this weekend?" And they tell me, "Oh, I'm gonna meet my high school friends."
Oh, right. Yeah.
But our high school friends are not here. Our middle school friends are not here.
We can't buy a plane ticket and go all the way there.
And sometimes also when our high school friends meet each other and we see that in Instagram,
that's the worst.
It hurts more than
you get FOMO, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But at the same time, when we do go back to our home country, like Chile, Mexico, Ecuador, we are so happy to see our old friends, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes it that much more special seeing them once every 2-3 years. Because our bond is so strong with them. It's not awkward.
Yeah.
It's still normal. Interesting though.
I mean, Ju, are there any hardships you had when you first came to Korea?
More than a hardship, yeah, it was like I came to Korea, but my mind was in Ecuador.
You missed all your friends, right?
Yeah. I missed my friends, my family, because I came here alone. I mean, I had my grandfather, my aunts, my uncles, but it was different.
They're not in university like you.
Yeah, so I was alone at first. So I was like, always thinking about Ecuador, about how Ecuador was the greatest thing, better than Korea. At that time, I was thinking that. But after a while, I realized that I have to move on.
It's big, huh?
That's a big step, man.
That's a big step, yeah.
So that's the only thing. And also language barrier.
Do you have Korean friends right now?
Like Korean? A few. Really few.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us overseas Koreans tend to stick with overseas Koreans.
Yeah.
Not that we don't have Korean friends, but in a way we can all relate much more closer to home.
We can relate with each other. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're all here, overseas Koreans, making a podcast.
Exactly.
Where's a Korean? A special Korean guest next time?
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. I feel like we've all had similar hardships, but also a lot of nostalgic factors that we can all relate to. And hopefully whoever's listening to this podcast can help you relax, you know. That's why why did we name it the Social Battery Podcast?
Yeah.
All right. So someone could start with 1% battery. Maybe when you first wake up in the morning, if you're not a morning person, maybe your battery's at 1%. But we just want to recharge your battery.
Yeah.
By listening to our podcast, we hope you heal. You look forward to the day, and just listen to us as you're listening to a friend.
Exactly.
So that's why it's called the social battery.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have a double meaning though. You could start out low battery, listen to our podcast, relate to us or agree with us or not, and recharge your battery. Right. Or if you're fully charged and you're tired, you're feeling overweight because you had a long day, you could listen to our podcast, relax, and discharge your power.
Exactly.
Relax yourself. Maybe listen to us while you go to bed or driving home.
Right.
Release your battery, and then when you wake up, you can listen to us again and charge your battery.
Yeah.
But I feel like we also added the social part in the social battery as in a way of talking about society these days too. We'll bring up some current events sometimes. Give our personal opinions on what's happening in the world right now, what are our opinions on it, and I feel like who came up with the name? It was you, Kevin, right?
It was Collective.
Collective?
I remember. We were brainstorming. After we were drinking, actually. We were brainstorming.
Again, while drinking. Once again, we are not alcoholics, guys. We just like drinking together.
Yeah. We were brainstorming in the middle of the street. Like, we were really far from each other. Not that far, like 5 meters, but still far.
True.
And while we were brainstorming, someone said, why we're so far each other? We're like social distancing.
Oh,
that's where the social part came. True. And someone said, I want the podcast to be something that helps people, to recharge people. Someone said we should call it a cup of coffee in the morning. Which, not a bad name.
It was not a bad name.
Really common. So then it was, okay, recharge. What we could recharge? We should be called rechargeable batteries. At some point we said. And then we went back to the social part, and it became the social battery.
Yeah, a genius name.
Yeah, I'm really liking the name. It's a very good
name. It was a crazy 10 minutes brainstorm.
Yeah, we were into it.
Yeah.
Thinking about it. It's a good name. I feel like it has good meaning too, and hopefully it can help some of you guys out. And yeah, that's our main premise for today's episode.
Yeah.
But in the future episodes, we'll be sure to bring more information about our lives, you know.
And we'll bring some social topics or, just anything we could talk about.
Yeah, anything. Literally.
Yeah, and if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, you could also comment, leave a comment, and
or send an email.
Send an email to us at our email. Do we have an email? We don't have an email, but
we're gonna make it.
We'll make one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We'll have something for all the socials.
To communicate with you guys.
And I feel like we've talked enough about ourselves today, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to talk. We live like 20 years. Of course, there's more to talk about it, but, I mean, slowly.
No need to rush it, right? Yeah. We don't have to talk about our whole lives.
We're like 10 hours each.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I guess we could wrap it up here, guys. Yeah. Thank you for listening, and we'll come back.
Thank you for listening to the Social Podcast, the Social Battery Podcast.
Yeah. Social Battery Podcast.
And we'll be back next week with another guy who was supposed to be here but didn't make it. But that's okay. Yeah. Everyone has a schedule. Everyone's living their life. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you have charged your battery or have discharged your battery. And hopefully you have enjoyed our little conversation today. Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.